Hello there and welcome to another Starfield video. Today we're taking a look at a paid mod. This is the Modular Melee by Kaoru Satao. I apologize, I butchered it. So this adds a couple of new weapons to the game, some melee weapons. We've got some handles and then some weapons themselves. So it's 100 credits, so it's like a kind of an instant GG. So yeah, let's go check it out. It seems like they're not added to the level system. They're just kind of craftable. Yeah, let's go check it out. 100 credits, you know, you can't really go wrong. I'm going to be testing this on Xbox. The new update is just live about an hour, so let's see if we get some extra performance, shall we? All right, so we're in game and now we're going to make them. So you craft them in the industrial workbench. I believe you have to make the handle first, so let's go and check it out. So yeah, so we've got battery handle, and we have silicone handle, and then skeleton handle. We're gonna go make one of these. These require aluminum, 2 aluminum per, which is very nice. And then the battery handle. And then so we can make, got a battery katana, battery plasma blade, battery plasma sword. We'll do the plasma sword. This is definitely not a lightsaber. Disney, don't come at me. All right, so we'll do that one. We'll check them all out. I'm gonna make 2 more actually. Do the katana, and we'll do the plasma sword, and then the next one requires the silicone handle, so we can make. Okay, we need to make 3 of them. Okay, so we're gonna make silicone katana, silicone plasma sword. Weirdly, the silicone plasma blade requires a skeletonized handle. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then skeletonized. Oh, we need to make another one of them. Oh, no. Skeletonized handle. Skeletonized katana. Sword. Okay, let me just double check. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9 altogether. All right, so we got 9 altogether. Let me just double check. Make sure I have 9. Probably not though. Oh, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go and check them out. So stat-wise, when you make them, so because they're crafted, I'm just gonna put away some of this while we talk. So because these are crafted using because these are crafted in the workbench as opposed to like being placed in the world, and this is kind of an issue I have with a lot of kind of the weapon mods. The issue being that they don't follow, by default, they don't follow the natural kind of stance of like, you know, advanced, modified, stuff like that. That's not necessarily a problem with this one. So this is the battery katana. It has a damage of 84 physical. We've got the battery plasma blade. It's 120. The battery plasma sword does 120. The silicone katana does 84. The silicone plasma blade does 70. Silicone plasma sword does 70. Skeletonized katana does 84. Skeletonized plasma blade does 120. And the skeletonized plasma sword does 70. Let's see if we can modify them. Actually, let me equip them real quick. Do they have pictures? Yes, they do. Nice. Well, this makes it easier for me. There's exactly 9. Let's go first person. So the first one. Okay. So very, very lightsaber reminiscent of the battery handle. It's... Oh, wrong button. Okay, so it seems to be using the standard katana. Let me go third person. The standard katana attacks. Okay, let's check the next one. So this one... Okay, yeah, this is also same attacks. What? Right, and then final one is the battery sword. Okay. Alright, and let's try the silicone katana. Alright, the silicone plasma blade. Silicone plasma sword. I will say, look, it's 100 credits, and it's one of these things I always say, well, like, unless a mod is, like, completely broken, you can't really complain. I mean, you could obviously make criticism. I do wish, though, that they maybe, like, they had different attack animations based on the handles, potentially, or the blade size. Right, so let's go and check out the modifications. Oh, I'm going to need more. Grab all my resources. All right, let's check it out. So, can we modify them? I hope so. Alright, so battery katana, we can choose blade. We can modify it like normal, like a normal weapon. Makes sense. And then the skin, okay, that one doesn't have anything. The battery plasma blade. Oh, we can change the color of the skin. Okay, that's quite cool. So we can change the color of the skin. Grapefruit, ice, lemon, lime, tangerine. Oh, we're going lime. And then obviously, once again, you can kind of bump up the damage on them. And then do this one. What does this one look like? Okay, yeah, this cool, very cool. Ice, we'll do lemon. Alright, and then I'm just double checking that one. Okay. Okay, so it seems like the ones that have the blades, you can kind of change the color, which is pretty interesting. Alright, so I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to my usual spot. I'm gonna go and fight some ecliptics and just see how these weapons perform. Now, I was hoping that there would be the ability to kind of add the weapon, like, you know, the upgrade types. Like an example is if we look at this weapon on the wall here, it says that it's refined. We look at this weapon here, it says advanced. At the very least, I was hoping that we would be able to add that in the options menu, in the, you know, the customization. Because of that, unless you're using like a mod to add legendaries on it, and even then, these weapons are probably not going to be viable in higher difficulties. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to pick 3 out at random, and we're going to go and try them out, so we'll be back. Alright, we're here at our usual spot. We're playing on normal difficulty. Let's go beat up some ecliptics. Of course, the first ecliptic is going to be a goddamn legendary. Hello there, ecliptic. How are you? Welcome. I recently got a new pop filter, and I'm kind of glad that it, 1 second. Sorry, I was saying I recently got a new pop filter, and so hopefully... Oh god, oh dear lord, oh dear lord. Right, you know, just to actually make this easier on myself, I'm gonna lower the damage that the enemies do to me. Enemies deal 2 E's very easy, so that means that... Oh, that's ship. So the enemies will do very little damage to me, so it shouldn't affect it. It won't affect the testing. Yeah, hopefully when I say ecliptic, it won't have any issues with the sound. I don't know if that's the sound that... Yeah. Alright, let's try the silicone katana. Oh, nice block. What are you playing, Halo? And dodge me? So obviously on normal difficulty, these are more than adequate against these sort of enemies. I do wish there is a strategy weapon mod authors are kind of adhering to, where you can basically upgrade the tiering, you know, past advanced, and like go into like kind of the realm of like, you know, kind of like new game plus 1, 2, 3 sort of thing. look, it's a 100 credit mod, but I think at the very least it would be. I know they're not going to, or they don't. You know, it's not going to be added to the loot pool. And personally, I think that all weapons should be. I'm of the kind of the boat where, like, I feel like before, like, if anyone's making a weapon mod, a paid weapon mod, you know, it should be, Bethesda should be like, look, it has to basically act like a normal vanilla weapon in how it's acquired and leveled. Now, that being said, I see quite a few comments of people saying that they prefer weapons that are craftable only, just because it allows them to feel unique. I completely understand that. I think it would be, in a situation like that, I think it'd be cool if there was a gameplay option in-game where you could basically make it so that it spawns on enemies, doesn't spawn on enemies, sort of thing. But yeah. I feel like it's a very cool mod, and look, it's a euro, it's $1. But I do feel like, and a lot of people probably don't play on Extreme, but if you were kind of role-playing as, like, you know, like a kind of a badass Starborn, you know, you've been through many New Game Pluses, when you go through Unity a lot of times, your damage decreases and the enemy damage increases. So, like, if you were to, even on normal, if you were to bring this into, like, a New Game Plus 10, it isn't going to perform how it's performing now. So I feel like at the very least it should have had the ability to kind of, you know, level the tier system. You okay? Yeah, he's a bit stuck. But aside from that, like, textures are really cool. I like the customization, like the blade colors. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, if you pair it with, like, other weapon or other, like, mods, like, would it work with McLaren's? I don't know if it'd work with McLaren's. It would. I think it would work with the legendary recycler mod. You could, like, you know, legendary this out the wazoo. I don't know if there's an achievement friendly version of it though. I'm starting to realize that, like, a lot of people really want achievement friendly mods because, you know, for whatever reason they just kind of see them as official. So these sort of kind of, like, you know, any sort of cheap weapon mod or cheap mods in general, people are going to buy up. And I can understand why. Like, it's good. This is a cool mod itself. It's just, yeah, I just wish the damage was able to be tweaked a little bit. But that's pretty much it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.